Hello, today we got a little clutching lesson. It doesn't even matter the vehicle. It could be a Yamaha, Can-Am, Polaris. It don't matter. The topic today is applicable to it. Before we get started, don't forget, Hunterworks makes the best belts on the planet. So get you some. Also, make sure you subscribe using this little button down here. And also like our videos. Please share to help others get some information out. Okay. What's the topic today? Clutch kits and gear reductions. They don't match. They can match, but typically they do not. Our videos, a lot of them, come from people who have done some of this stuff, run into problems. We learn about it, learn how to fix it, get around it, and then share those experiences with you. So here we go. So for an example, let's just pull a vehicle out of the air. Polaris RZR XP 1000. It came with 29.5-inch tires. You put 32-inch tires on it, and you bought a clutch kit, maybe from us, doesn't matter. Bought a clutch kit for it, and you dialed it in for 32s. Okay, that's a pretty good jump. 2.5 inches. Flyweights are lighter. Primary spring's weaker. The helix angle is a little steeper or shallower. And all, but it's set up to get the RPM up to match 32s. All right. Then you come along and you decide you're going to go to 35s and you're going to put a really big reduction in it because you're going to be a rock crawler, but you didn't change your clutch. All right. So now you go, hey, got that dang Dalton clutch kit from me and I'm burning belts left and right. Well, tell me about it. Well, did you leave it alone? Yeah. Well, the flyweights are too light, springs potentially too heavy. So when you, let's just say if you mathematically did a gear reduction to match your 35-inch tires to make it go back to stock, what do you think you ought to do with your clutch setup? It ain't 32s. You'll want to set it up for stock tires, because you've mathematically done that, and you've taken the load off the clutch by doing the gear reduction. It's just you get in there. I mean, you can just run through the RPM so quick a lot of times, and then when you do that, it just don't have the centrifugal force with those lighter weights and stiffer spring from the kit to grab that belt, and you'll find yourself slipping and burning belts with your knee reduction and bigger tires because you left your clutch kit alone. Or, you called some knucklehead shop, don't really know what they're doing, got a clutch kit for it, and you said, well, I got 35s. Well, here you go. Here's the mud kit, man, for that big old tires. Either you didn't tell them you had a gear reduction, or if you did, they didn't know any better. So at the end of the day, where you should have a starting point is your starting point will be whatever tire size you mathematically are after the fact. If you went up 25% in tire size, then a gear reduction 25% lower, in theory, is back to where you was. I will say this on gear reduction is that don't only mathematically correct tire size to reductions, but match tire size and activity to the reduction. I'll say this fast. You might have to rewind and hear what I said again, but here we go. If you went and bought a Jeep with 37-inch tires on it, you only rode it on the highway, and you had to put 410 gears in it to mathematically correct it so you can run up and down the highway on it, and everybody's happy then you decided to take it rock crawling, and it was a 5-speed, and you burnt the damn clutch out of it. What happened? I re-geared it, but you re-geared it to mathematically correct, not mathematically correct and activity. Rock crawling with 37s and a 5-speed, you might need, I'm just making this up, 610 gears. All right, now I went and done that. Boy, I can crawl the hell out of these rocks. I'm not having any more clutch trouble. It sure does suck driving it down the highway now. Yeah, because it's not matched for the activity. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're doing gear reductions. Match tire size and activity. Match clutching up to what you are mathematically done. FYI, if you do what I just suggested and you overgear it because of the activity and the tire size, and I'm again totally pulling numbers out of my butt here, is that if you had a vehicle that came stock with 29s and you had 35s and you overgeared it, like I was just discussing, you might need a really heavy clutch setup that may be equivalent to 27-inch. All right, you go, wait a minute now. I got an XP 1000 clutch kit from UTV and I don't have no 27-inch tire setup. Well, no, because stock was 29. So then you got to start using the old noggin and start figuring that out, which the result is you're going to need to add more weight to the flyweight than the smallest tire size listed in the kit to get it heavier. Okay, clutches are really simple. They work off centrifugal force and load. And so, you know, when you do that reduction, you're taking load off. But depending on the percentage of reduction that you do to how much load you're taking off. Now, FYI, also know that you can do a low range only, or you can do a mixture. Hey, I did 50 in low and 10 in high. You know, what I do on this clutch, and well, where are you spending your time? Well, I'm spending it mostly in low. Well, you better take this advice that I gave you and get it right. And then when you are in high, which is not very often, then you're going to have to just live with the consequences of probably too low of RPM during shift phase and not quite enough performance. But keep in mind, you've set it up for the low. Hope that's not too awful confusing. The gist of this is, and I'll try to make it simple, is just keep in mind if you're doing clutch kits or have a clutch kit and you go to a bigger tire and a gear reduction, you must change your clutch kit to at least mathematically match what your tire size would be if you did the math. Okay, pretty simple, but just information I wanted to stick out there because once again I'm just answering a lot of emails and a lot of phone calls of this, and it'd be nice to send this link to you. Hey, let me send this link. That's the purpose of this, and just general information I have out there on YouTube. We certainly try to help you out, keep you from blowing belts, even though we sell the best on the planet. We'd like to sell you 100 of them if you keep blowing them, but we actually want you to stop blowing belts and having a good time. All right, guys, got any questions? Todd at Hunterworks.com. Thank you.